consult you through the Unity Council on what best can we do to operationalize RESA law, and what are the amendments that we can initiate to make it more adaptable or palatable or more comprehensively aligned to the professionals. But you know that amending RESA is not an easy task. See, it took us 20 years to have the law. Maybe it will take us another 2, 3, 4, I don't know, maybe one Congress to amend it. But just the same, what we have, the RESA law, we have to interpret, we have to look into the spirit of the law and the intention of the proponents. That is why we have been debating a lot on such matter. So then that's it. And also there is I am trying to initiate a revision of the curriculum or the Bachelor of Science in Real Estate Management. As I've seen it in the light of the K-12 program of President Aquino, the gen ed subjects from 53 units now have been reduced to 36. So therefore, what would happen to the other 12, 13, 14 units that will be saved? It will be devoted completely or fully to real estate subjects. I know that the subjects in the BS real estate management are not sufficient to cover, to prepare the examinees for the examinations. But however, that's why I am always saying that the review centers or the providers now for the PRBRES will not come to pass. In other words, although we will no longer accredit reviews, I think review is an indispensable part if you want to pass the examination. But CPD, for that matter, will have to be regulated. I said regulated, huh? Regulated and monitored by the Board of Real Estate Service. That's why maybe some of you have been waiting and asking why the accreditation of the speakers have not been approved or have not been renewed. Why? Because we are evaluating. There are about 210 accredited speakers, and as you all know, the requirement is 10 years in practice, 5 years training. 5 years training, not necessarily in the area of real estate, but perhaps other things that you do as long as you're teaching in college or teaching in any other area or as a training officer, then that is it. And most of them are lacking. I can see some providers whose siblings, sons, daughters, etc., have passed the examinations recently, and they are already lecturing. 1 year, 2 years lecturing already, without the approval of the board. So we are going to be very strict on CPD. But on the review, we will only be looking and monitoring the review only up to April 8th. After that, bahala na kayo. We don't need you, we will not accredit you anymore. But CPD will have to be accredited. That's why perhaps you have noticed that I have required syllabus. I have required qualification of speakers. And now I would like to tell you that the board, realizing that there are so many good speakers out there in the market. For example, Tony Bernardo. For example, HUDCC chair. For example, pag-ibig chair. You mean to say we will accredit them? No. So we have signed a resolution approved by the commission for this kind of seminars that we, in any seminar, you can hire or you can tap the expertise of these speakers without necessarily accrediting them, but we will look at their credentials and we will approve their lectures. In other words, meron kami tinatawag na we're looking at a 60-40 ratio. Ano yan? In any seminar, in any CPD, 60% must be accredited and 40% will compose technical people who have excelled in their field of expertise. Like for example, Paeng Pahardo is a good in appraisal. Palagay mo ba, i-accredit mo si Paeng? Hindi. Magaling na nga. And so therefore, we will allow Paeng to lecture on appraisal after his term is over. Hindi pa pwede ngayon eh, kasi kami ba examiner. Example lang yung Paeng. Ano? But the problem is really that. So third, yung REM, and we're moving forward. We have a lot of, our schedule is full. Punong-puno in 2016. Up to December, punong-puno. Kaya, plus the fact that we are also looking into, because the board is being tapped by PRC. You know, we are always asked for opinions, to attend meetings. Like for example, now the CPD is now being institutionalized, and so they need us. So they need the opinions of the board on what we can probably contribute to the enhancement of the bill. So yours truly, your chairman, has always been called in the Senate hearings, in the congressional hearings, to articulate on issues and matters of concern regarding not only the profession, real estate profession, but likewise the entire professional services in the country. And in the light of the Asian economic integration, we have to be prepared. They're looking at us as number 8. There are 7 MRAs. And they're looking at real estate service to be number 8. So in other words, we will open our doors and windows to our counterparts abroad. We hope that we can compete. And there are 2 things. Number 1, market will be wider. Competition will be tighter. Diba? Kaya what do? We have to hone and develop our skills. Diba, Jovi? Jovi is a good speaker. So, galing yan eh. Kaya kailangan magaling ang mga speaker. Ernie is a very good speaker too, all over the country. See, Ernie? And so, we need speakers like you. Sana, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, you develop all of the members of PARCS to be good speakers. So that you try to have something in order to enhance PARCS, maybe training the trainers or training the consultants. Speakers Bureau. And in that particular thing, perhaps you can solicit the help of the board. And we can give it to you for free, pro bono. We can speak pro bono for you because this is just developmental. Hindi naman ito licensure. Pag licensure, hindi kami pwede na mag-lecture. But kung developmental, we can do that. Okay? So we want to develop and elevate the consultancy into the highest level of our profession, then we can help you. As far as SLURD is concerned, I'm organizing a dialogue with the Commissioner Bernardo and myself, and the HADC chair, so we can probably look together on how we can best ease the problem of the professionals. Okay? So then I think that the inputs that I have given you, we will be doing in 2016. And we need your support. We we need your unequivocal support. We need your understanding that we should really do this for the welfare and benefits and advantage of the entire real estate service profession. So I know that the parks will be behind us, will be behind the Board of Real Estate Service in all the future undertakings, all the future activities of the board for the interests of the stakeholders. And so I don't want to be seen lecturing, but I just want to update you on what we are doing in the board. So si Pae nga po, busy-busy ngayon yan eh. Yung examinations namin for February, examinations namin for May, ginagawa na namin ng mga exams eh. Ang hirap gawa ng exams talaga. Not so easy. Especially, you can see that the consultant examination now, well, engineers siguro, nakita mo, yung exams ngayon are mostly situational. Alam na, alaman ba yun? Mostly situational. And it is really what a consultant exam should be. Should be. More problem solving. Maganda exam ng consultants. Maganda. Kaya lang, kami, nadadalian kami kasi kami gumawa. Sabi nung isang tinanong ko, kumusta na consultant exam? Sir, nosebleed. Madali naman ang exam sa tingin namin. And I think what is in our mind should be read by the lecturers, especially PARCS. We belong to PARCS. Paeng and I were both past presidents, right? And so I guess we want to elevate. I think a challenge to PARCS is to elevate the consultants, the highest profession, into what we should do, the APEC, the Real Estate Service Profession. Alright? So with that, let me, again, in closing, about my lecture. In closing, but updates kasi, I want to tell you what we're doing and what we are going to do in 2016. So let me congratulate you on behalf of Paeng and the board and the PRC. Let me congratulate you, the new officers, and wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So PARCS leads the way. Okay? So good morning, Real Estate.